Hello, all you TruTake lovers out there. It is Big Mike Dog and Geoberto, a.k.a. Gibraltar, a.k.a. Geobert.
What's going on, everybody?
How y'all doing today? We are coming back after a nice Thanksgiving break here, and I hope all you out there had a great time. What did you get? Did you get anything good for Black Friday?
You know what? I was really all about the movies this Black Friday. It wasn't so much the games because I have a huge backlog of games.
Okay.
So for me, it was all about buying ultra high definition or 4K movies for my system, and they just had such great deal. I mean, there was a ton, all the different retailers. If you saw on our website, we highlighted a few of those. Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, I think, were the three top ones that had a bunch of movies for, I think, about either $6 to $10, and now they're back up again, so I think I scored.
Nice. Any specific standout purchases that you just can't...
You know what?
You just can't hold yourself?
For me, I've watched, and a lot of people know this already, I've watched The Greatest Showman a bunch of times on HD, so I've seen it in 1080, but the only way to actually watch it in 4K is to either purchase it through iTunes or watch it on disc. And I decided to go ahead and get the disc, and it's amazing. It was like watching it for the very first time. The quality, the saturation, the HDR was fantastic. I mean, I can go on and on about this, but I might bore you all to death. So
You might. You just might. But no, I do like that one. I do like that one as well. Hey, my wife wanted to get that one, but we got the digital version. So, but as far as I got a nice headset. I got a Kraken. What is it? Kraken 7.1 Razer headset.
Is it down there? Can you hold it up?
It is down. Yes, it is actually. For everyone to see, it's got a cool little case.
Nice, dude, that's legit.
Pretty nifty. One of my buddies, one of our buddies, told me about it, and then I found a really good deal on it on Black Friday. Oops. And I had to get that, and then you've been getting me a little bit more into the PC realm, so and sent me a good deal on that Logitech gaming mouse.
Love it.
So because I'm still testing out the streaming, cloud streaming Shadow.
Shout out to Shadow. You guys
shout out to Shadow, because I've been having a lot of fun with it. I'll probably do a full-fledged review once I get everything. I actually got controller working on it and stuff, so it's been pretty fun messing around with that. But yeah, so I got a couple little electronics.
And just for the viewers who don't know what's going on with Shadow, Michael's been actually testing Shadow out on all Macs, correct?
Correct.
So it's not even PCs or laptops that are a little older. They're all MacBooks or iMacs. That are older.
iMac desktop 2010, and which I haven't had as much success, but I get all the details with that. But my laptop, my 2012 laptop, I'm testing that out. Even the phone app, the iPhone app. So
that's insane.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. I've been really enjoying it. So I never thought I'd be playing with a mouse and keyboard as much, but now I see why. When you get really great graphics and it's good response, you can. The games are faster. I never really knew how much the Overwatch and all those. They're just like so much faster on PC than they are on console for whatever reason. I guess just the mouse
mechanics
and keyboard,
are different,
just mechanics and the way it is. So I can see why people like it. I'm definitely liking it a lot. So, but cool. Well, let's get into the news for this week.
We have a lot to talk about.
We do. Apparently, a lot of stuff has been going on. And particularly, just real quick, what have you been playing lately?
So I've been playing CSGO.
Okay, right.
That's my go-to, only because for those CSGO players out there, there's different ranking systems when you play competitively.
Right.
And I'm stuck in the silver kind of category, which is the beginning category, and the next after that is gold. So there's the gold Nova 1, 2, and so forth.
Right.
And I've been stuck in silver, so I've been just kind of practicing, and again, we'll be doing my Road to Gold series.
Nice.
Hopefully soon. So I'm doing that. I've been playing some Red Dead. So Red Dead 2 is always, on my PS4. And then on my Switch, we've been playing a little bit of Warframe.
Yes, we did. Did a little shout out on Instagram on Warframe, playing it on the Switch. A nice little bit of fun with that.
And let me tell you, the in-game chat on the Switch on Warframe is amazing.
no excuses to any other game developer, producer of games, or whatever you do. If you make something for the Switch that's multiplayer, you have no excuse now. Now, I understand that the developers of Warframe are, that game's been out for a while. They're doing pretty good. I don't know what it takes to do that, but clearly the Switch can handle it.
It works.
It just works, as our friend at Bethesda has said before. But speaking of Red Dead, I checked that out too. The online just came out this week for the different tiers for different days for whichever day you bought it, whether you pre-ordered it or got the Ultimate Edition, or for everybody on Friday. But I did pre-order it, so I've been playing that. And it's been a lot of fun. As far as it's definitely better than the original online mode for the original Red Dead, but it's just fun getting out there. They did a really good job of just making it kind of simple but yet kind of streamlining it for multiplayer, because you've got your different multiplayer modes like Team Deathmatch and but they're in playlists. But you can be in free roam and just freely go to a spot. It's like a little marker, and it'll be like a big, like stick in the ground or a marker in the ground. And you go to it, and then you interact with it, and that'll put you in that playlist. You can go in smaller, up to 16 players, or you can do the bigger ones, which I found easier to get into games with the bigger 32 player ones. Those are a lot more fun, and you make money for the online store when you get kills and you get experience through that. So, and then they've got side missions, that just like little random stranger guys that are out there, and they'll tell you if they're doing robberies or if they're doing something not as good, so you'll know which way your for lack of a better term, your honor. I guess the honor system that's in there. I always call it the Paragon system from Mass Effect, but
that's absolutely insane. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so real quick for the people. I mean, Red Dead 2 has millions of players online right now. Not really online, but playing the game. Yeah. So for them to actually jump into the online mode, is it a big difference in the actual original gameplay, or?
No, for some reason I was expecting like even maybe a little bit of a drop of like graphical fidelity, and if there is any, I really didn't notice it. It looks really pretty. It looks like the same game, but just it's your character. You have your own character creation. The character creation was a little sparse. I will say that. Wasn't crazy creative. I did see some people. It's not like I've seen copy and paste the same type of person every time, but it wasn't quite as amazing. There's not like just a bunch of different facial hairs or a bunch of different haircuts and stuff. It was pretty generic. You pretty much look ugly or like really ugly. You can pretty much go that way. So, and
it's just the beta too. So
right, it's just the beta. They're gonna be expanding it and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure. But maybe not the character creation, but all the customization for your guy and everything looks. Obviously, it is Rockstar, so they're following in the footsteps of GTA. So like pretty much everything is super expensive. It's gonna be. It's going to take some grinding. It's going to take a lot of play, but I mean that's what you're expecting is in-game content, So it's pretty standard, but there's just so much there where it does feel like there's it's probably going to be it's going to be worth it. You'll probably get enough money pretty easy.
On that note, though, did you run into a bunch of microtransactions or?
I didn't. I'm sure they're. I'm sure they're in there. Okay. I didn't go searching for them. I didn't find them just, blowing up in my face. I'm sure they're gonna have it. Again, we're talking about Rockstar here. They've made a lot of money off of GTA. They're probably gonna implement the same exact type of systems in there if they haven't already. But from everybody, from everything I know, obviously I know some people are going to have gripes with it either way. I didn't notice to be much of an issue, but, talk to me another month or two down the line, and then maybe, yeah, it may be an issue. But right now, I mean, just having fun. They have like horse racing and other than the multiplayers, and then the free roam, and you can make your own posse and all that kind of stuff.
Is the beta just for the people who pre-ordered the game, or is it open to?
It is on Friday. It is tomorrow. So as of today's recording, which is on Thursday, the 29th. It's only available for pre-orders and people who did the ultimate who ordered the ultimate edition. So yeah. But next on the docket, just getting off the old Red Dead, because you haven't played the online yet, have you?
I have not. No.
Okay, cool. So maybe we'll all get on that. Form our own posse, and then we'll have some more things to say about that. But anyway, next on the line, just to kind of flip the script a little bit for any anime fans or Netflix fans or anything, I found this pretty interesting that Netflix just announced that they'll be going with a very popular anime series to live action, Cowboy Bebop. So that was I love it. That's one of my favorite animes.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's huge. They ordered 10 episodes, according to the article in Variety by Joe Otterson. Yeah, so not much else to say there about that other than you're pretty excited about that.
Well, you know what? I'm an anime fan. I like different animes. I actually have not watched a whole ton of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, okay.
But I do know the film industry, and I know what happens to animes and cartoons, beloved cartoons and animes from our childhood, that get turned into live action movies and films. And I was actually checking to see if a certain producer, director, and writer with the initials M and S, so M, and you're not daytime but nighttime, right? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No? Okay, well. For those who get it, M. Night. Shyamalan Ding Dong, right? That guy. That's not really his last name. Yeah, Shyamalan.
That's our inside joke.
Yeah. So I was trying to see if he was actually attached to this project at all. And
I know, because he did the Airbender.
He did the Airbender, and it was like the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Pretty terrible.
I think it's like 4% or something.
Yeah, I watched Ghost in the Shell as well, so I know, and that was
that wasn't
okay.
Too bad.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the we won't get into that, but yeah, it was okay. And then I watched the as far as Netflix goes, I watched the what was it, Death Note. I watched that one. I watched that adaptation because I watched that entire series. I really loved that one a lot. And then the Netflix version was okay. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. My wife, who had never seen the anime, really liked it. So she likes that dark. I really did enjoy the tone, and William Dafoe did a really good job as
he's a great
the
actor
demon
too,
dude.
well.
I mean, and that's really one of the main stars of it. And they got a really great cast. They did do a good job doing that. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes with that.
Well, we just found out, Netflix has announced that the original director, I don't want to screw up his name, but Shinichiro Watanabe is actually going to be a consultant on this on the show.
Right. So that's good. I mean, they've done that in the past on, I think the original creator of Ghost in the Shell was a consultant of that movie too. So there's only so much that can help. But obviously, I'm hoping that does help out a lot, because that's obviously a good way to go. Apparently, they're like a year into filming already.
Okay, I was going to ask, do we know when this is coming out? Or?
Yeah. So probably maybe, I think they said next year, but maybe 2020. You never really know. I'm wondering how they'll do the space battles and stuff. They have a lot of spaceship, which I assume is going to be CG. So I'm really wondering how that quality is going to turn out on Netflix. We'll see.
So I'm wondering now if I should watch the whole entire anime and come in with, really high expectations or not.
I wouldn't do it. I would do it. Watch it, and then if you kind of like it, then watch the anime, because there's no way. All kudos to everybody who's making that show. But I just don't see it. There's just no way that you can do what was done in that anime in real life, I don't think. I just don't think it's possible.
Even with the technology that we have today.
I don't think. Well, not with Netflix. Not with the budget that they're probably going to throw at it, which is still going to be good. Still going to be sizable. Still going to be solid. But
it's going to be in the millions, I can tell you that.
Yeah, at least a couple.
It might,
yeah, it could be. We'll see. I mean, I'll watch it. I got Netflix, so I'll watch it. I'll give them a chance. Maybe they'll want to watch the whole series. We could all watch it Do a big binge
Hopefully
session.
it'll come out in a 4K HDR for Netflix.
Yeah, there you
That'd
go.
be great. Come on, guys.
That would be nice. There you go. Take
You know
advantage of your
what to
system
do.
there.
We're gonna hashtag Netflix right here.
Hashtag Netflix. Next, all right. Next up on the deal. I thought this was funny. This is just a quick little blurb because, as we've mentioned in the past, we don't do a whole lot of Xbox news here. We don't do a whole lot of Microsoft news, which we love to change if we had that system, but maybe sometime in the future. But for the next generation, basically, I'll just read it out here. A Reddit user by CoIP posted on an article on GameReactor.eu, and he posted on Reddit the article on Game Reactor. And it reads, according to a YouTuber, so this is from a co-op Reddit user talking about a YouTuber in an article from Game Reactor.
This isn't fake news at all.
From the EU, Europe, whose name is Boogie2988. So take all of this as you will. But I just find it pretty interesting that he did a interview with the Xbox corporate vice president, Xbox program management, Mike Ybarra. And according to Boogie2988, Mr. Boogie, as he may like to refer to himself as, he asked Ybarra why the company had picked up so many studios. Because they've been picking up studios. If you're not in the know, they've been picking up a lot of studios to do new IP, new games. They realized PlayStation has really been killing it, and Sony's been killing it with their first party games, and they obviously want to catch up, and they don't want to stay behind forever because theirs have been pretty lackluster in number and not as good in quality apparently. On
a side note, people have been picking up the Xbox One X as a dedicated 4K player.
That is true.
Because for some reason,
it's kind of like what they did flip-flop with what everybody did for the PS3
exactly.
for the Blu-ray player, so that's pretty funny.
Okay, go on. Sorry.
But anyway, he asked Mr. Ybarra why the company had picked up so many studios on the back end of this console generation as opposed to the front end, and which I assume would be just better late than never kind of a deal. But he kind of responded with a non-response, but it was very interesting what he responded with. And he said, Mike Ybarra said, we basically went in there to those companies and to the game studios and said, what project do you want to make? And they are like, what's our budget? And he's like, I don't think you understand. That's not our question. Our question is, what games do you want to make? We are Microsoft. We have the budget. We just want to know what game you want to do. What are your wildest dreams? End quote. I find that pretty interesting because I don't hear of too many companies just going in there and asking creative people who make games and just asking them what their wildest dream would be because they're saying, hey, we've got all the money in the world because we're Microsoft, basically. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
So I think you're right. It is very interesting, but I think it's all talk until it happens.
True.
The reason why is because this just actually came to me is I think Microsoft was in partnership with a certain game developer, Platinum Games, and they were going to make this Microsoft exclusive, which looked phenomenal, where I forgot what it was called, Scalebound.
I remember that one because that was the one game that I looked at because I love Platinum Games other than what the atrocity they did to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Was it bad?
It was abysmal, and I paid full dollars for that. So I don't like that. But they've done Bayonetta, they've done Nier Automata. They're kind of that third party that does just below AAA, but it's good for what it is. Maybe not full on AAA budget, but it's action games.
Scalebound looked amazing. It looked AAA.
It did. Yep. It did. It was. I considered. I was like, oh no, am I gonna have to get an Xbox just for this game because it was amazing.
So I'm not sure if it was the funding that was the reason for why it caused them to stop production on the game, or if it was just the gameplay and the story that was just wrong. And I kind of don't really see that because it comes to Platinum. They're really good at what they do.
Right. I mean, they make very few flops, and even the games that maybe don't do as well, like Wonderful 101,
still very good.
It was an amazing game. It was just trapped on the Wii U, which obviously we know what went with that.
Hopefully that comes out to the Switch.
I'm really hoping that. I would love that. Yeah, that was a cool game.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what happens. Do we know what studios they actually ended up?
We don't know. It didn't.
Okay.
It didn't specify. So it's
Come
kind
on,
of just
Boogeyman, whatever.
I know. Get us some more. Get us some more facts, Mr. Boogie. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I mean, but you're right. It is all talk. Yeah. We've had some pretty cool stuff in the past that has not come to fruition. So we'll see here. A gamer scorned.
Yeah. Well, if I was a developer, a studio, I would be like, okay, if I have, unlimited budget, sky's the limit. You guys are Microsoft. It would be a very exciting time for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is the underdogs can come out swinging this next generation. That's why it's something to look at. I'm not pinned down to only PlayStation, if they come out with something that's pretty crazy. So I know a lot of people are probably in the same ballpark, but maybe not. Who knows? We'll see how the community reacts to whatever they've got going on. Next, we cannot do a news show without talking about the shenanigans at Bethesda that have been going on with Fallout 76. I'm a little late. I'm not late on the information, but I've never been a big Fallout guy. I loved Elder Scrolls Skyrim to the deepest part of my core. I almost bought it again for the Switch just so I could have it. But
I almost bought it on Switch and then VR.
Right. Now, are you up to date on this story?
I am a little bit. Why don't you go ahead and say what?
Okay, cool. So I'll round it up here. Sure. Yeah, I'll round it up. Round up all the information that I've gathered. So basically, the sales are down up over 80% according to the EU distributors for this game, as opposed to the original Fallout 4. So that's pretty bad, and that is only for the Europe, obviously, and that's only for physical retailers. So we know there's going to be a drop because of digital sales, but what I've looked up, the most that drop would maybe be 15, max 20%. That would take up that 80%. So that leaves, a lot of room. That leaves 65% left of drop, which is ridiculous, which is insane, because they've been pumping this game up. It's like, we weren't doing a whole lot of work on it. They've got a whole new shaders, all new graphics system, and I've seen videos and I've seen people playing it, and it just did not look like any of that came to fruition, basically. The Metacritic score is, as of me doing the research for this, which was as of like a day or so ago, it was at 55 for the critic and 2.9 user score, which is abysmal. Now, we know a lot of people are just mad, and a lot of people nowadays, they'll do the review bombing whenever they're really mad about stuff. Especially when you mark down their game after, which is the next point. It's been marked down from full price $60. On Black Friday, it was marked down over 30%. I think in some cases, some people were saying they were getting it down as low as $35, which, that's less than 2 weeks since it came out, which is really unprecedented. Even games like Spyro the Dragon, the Reignited trilogy that came out, which, I mean, who doesn't love that little guy? I'm not a huge platformer person, so I never got into Spyro, but I watched a bunch of videos, and it looks like a fantastic game. And then obviously Red Dead Redemption 2, it hasn't dropped like hardly at all. So it's pretty interesting to see. That's not all though. That is not all the controversy that's been happening over this. Also, many users are reporting that that they try to contact Bethesda, that this game there's so many glitches in it, because I haven't really gone over why all these things are going, because basically the quality of the game is not as advertised as what everybody's saying.
It's a buggy game.
It's super buggy.
And yeah, sure, it's a new release, but it's more buggy than probably an Assassin's Creed game that comes out.
Well, and Bethesda's kind of known for this. They're known for coming out with games that are pretty buggy, but everybody's been kind of gives them the benefit of the doubt in the past because they're so ambitious. They're like the Skyrim game before anybody's made a game like that, and then they make it into the, they build it into the Fallout universe and do Fallout 4, and it's, people really enjoyed that, but that wasn't even as much of a move forward. And then you got 76 here, which apparently is terrible with the glitches. And then the in-game, they said the in-game was really lackluster, not a whole lot to do. You set off a nuke that makes a bunch of mutants come and then you fight those, and that's pretty much like it, to a certain extent. Lastly, but then now a law firm has come in, which was they took down their posting on Reddit, because apparently you can't have what they were saying on there, that you can't do that. But anyway, they're investigating Bethesda under deceptive trade practices, and according to the EU and the United States law, if your product is faulty, then you have a certain amount of time you can get a refund. It depends on which, if you're in Europe or here, you can get a refund. That's according to like national law, that if it's, if it is faulty, you find it not to be working as advertised, then you can get a refund. And they're apparently not giving everyone refunds. There's a lot of people, like more than just a couple. This Reddit page, when I looked at it, it was long out of all the people that were talking about it.
Yeah, there have been a lot of videos circling the internet of people trying to get their refund and return the game from different retailers, Best Buy, GameStop.
Right.
And they were just like going nuts because they couldn't return the game.
Right, yeah. And this one, in particular, these people were mad because of their, they downloaded it. Right. And mostly like PC downloads, or I believe it was PC downloads. And yeah, and they're not able to do it, which technically is part of the user agreement that Bethesda. Right. So you gotta mention that. It is part of what they're doing, but... What was that?
Does it have to be a physical game?
Right. That's the thing. That's the thing, is that it would have to be a physical game, or if it's a download from... Because if they didn't allow... I don't believe they allowed it to go through Steam. Steam has apparently a really great customer service, really great return policy. If you do it within a certain amount of hours, or you haven't played it a certain amount of time, then you can, you're eligible to turn it back in. But they didn't do it through that. They did it through their own launcher. So that kind of complicates things even further.
What has happened to Bethesda?
They have fallen from grace, my friend. Wow. They have fallen from grace. I've only really played, only bought, into the Elder Scrolls series. That's been my favorite ones, for sure. But it's been so long since that game came out. Apparently a lot's changed.
Yeah, and here's the thing, though, with Fallout 76, is that I don't really think anybody wanted the game. I think it looks just like Fallout 4, if not worse.
Worse, yeah.
There wasn't any extreme changes to the gameplay, the mechanics, the atmosphere. And I get it, because Fallout it's its own series, and you're set in this kind of I don't want to say dystopian future. It's not really. It's kind of like a wasteland future.
Right. Yeah.
But there's nothing different about it, and I think they should just give people what they want, and that's another Skyrim game.
Right.
And they've been clamoring for another Skyrim game for the longest time, and they give us another Fallout, which we don't need because they play Fallout 4.
But even that, now that's kind of tarnished, because you've got this full on shenanigans. Now they've done it with Fallout. With the other, the other game, it was Fallout 4 apparently came out pretty buggy as well, but it wasn't to the extent of this, and people were still fairly happy with it. But even the DLCs, I watched a lot of reviews on those, and they were not too many people were impressed with that. The best thing that they liked about it were all the building mechanics, which apparently followed over to Fallout 76, but it's not good enough to overshadow everything bad. And now, just with their terrible handling of the situation,
get together.
Bethesda. They need to get it together, because Starfield is going to be their next one, and then Elder Scrolls 6 they said is in development, but it's so early. But after all this, they're really going to have to do something in order to get everybody back on their train, because of how much bad press. EA is just, I imagine, is so happy that this is, they're like,
this is the year they're not going to be the worst
hopefully
company.
Maybe this, no one's going to be thinking how bad they are, and they can get some good PR for Anthem, which I actually am kind of excited about. So that's pretty funny, but that's all the news that I had about Bethesda. But I want to end on a happy note.
Okay.
We'll end on a happy note real quick. Had some of the numbers for going back to Thanksgiving and for Black Friday numbers. And apparently, according to Reddit user Packer Matt 7, he referenced the Bloomsburg article that the that the Nintendo Switch was the most purchased Thanksgiving item and the third best toy on Cyber Monday that was purchased. So
I'm actually
pretty cool.
I'm actually surprised and not surprised by that.
Yeah.
Only because when it came to PlayStation and Microsoft, they had a lot of good deals on their Sony and Xbox consoles. Nintendo didn't really have any deals or markdowns or sales for the Switch, but they did have bundles, which is a good thing.
Right.
But the thing is, Sony and Microsoft, they didn't really do anything for their Xbox One X or their Pro. I mean, they did stuff for the regular, normal PS4, but not the Pro. And I think Xbox One S was on sale, but again, not for the ones. I mean, if you're in a Black Friday where all they're selling in the retail stores are 4K TVs, you want to get a console that can actually play the 4K content, and and the regular PS4 and the S, they don't do that. So.
Right, that is true. That is true.
Actually, I think the S might now, but
yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not going to be as powerful as the X, though.
Right. Yeah. Definitely not. But thought I'd mention that good news. I mean, it's not super surprising since Super Smash Brothers, since we've already covered some of that, and we'll definitely be covering that some more. Have you pre-ordered that? Since that's coming out the 7th. Nice. So Amazon got rid of their 20% off Prime member. I do have the Best Buy Elite Club members. So. Yeah, that's been tiding you over, and since Amazon kind of letting that 20% go.
I do wonder what's going to happen with the Switch during the holiday season.
Yeah.
I know they have Smash Brothers come out, which is a huge system seller.
Right.
But again, just like Fallout, this Smash Brother isn't that much different than Smash Brothers Wii U or 3DS.
Yeah. Well, they do have the single player offerings, and they have all the characters and stuff.
Right.
So
and that's what's going to add.
Yeah, they're adding like more to it. But I see what you're saying as far as it's not going to be that much different of a concept. Still stages or fighting, online fighting. It's just it's still generically the same thing. But I guess they're hoping that since they are adding so much content to it, so many in the form of characters and stages and story, or not really story, but their adventure mode and stuff. Hopefully, I guess they're hoping.
I do hope that Nintendo announces something else before the holiday season.
That would be nice.
I don't think that's going to happen, only because they're only several weeks away. So
right. But, we can hope. But anyway, way to go, Nintendo Switch. Glad to know that is doing good. I really enjoy my Switch.
Diablo helped it a lot too as well.
Yeah.
Diablo and Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah. Those definitely people are loving that. So making me want to get that for sure.
I think the Pokeball is actually out of stock though. I've been trying to find one of those.
The actual controller. Oh man,
we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Well, cool. Well, that's all the news that we've got for you all today. Thank you, True Takers, for spending this time with us. Give us a like, subscribe. We're on Instagram at TruTake. We're on Twitter at TruTake. And
we're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
Just look us up.
Just look us up. We'll have all the links down below. We'll have some extra stuff in there as well. And we are still doing this giveaway for our Colossus Pop. And so as soon as we start getting some more likes, we get up to 100. Is that what you said?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So we get up to 100. And you mentioned TruTake. Do hashtag. What was it? Do you do a hashtag or something? We'll have something in there. We'll have the directions in the description. And but all that.
Just subscribe to the channel. We'll change it. We'll change up the game. Subscribe to the channel, and you're gonna go ahead, and once you do that, you'll enter to win the pop. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, you all have a great time, and we will see you later. TruTake out.